Shabbat Shalom.
So we just for everybody, so we're all on the same page. Ben, our cantorial soloist, is home just in case he's contagious with COVID because his wife came down with it earlier this week and his son had it last weekend. So we have two wonderful subs this evening. Our past president Andy Fight, who we didn't realize it when he was here last week that was his rehearsal for this week. He drove all the way up from the Cape to do this, and Mindy Stanley is also going to jump in for a few of the prayers, and we're encouraging everybody to sing along, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start off.
So I usually do this with Ben and with his guitar. So it's a little bit more a cappella, and I'm going to ask you all to help by singing with me. So our first song is on page 644, Tine Matov, and more of a traditional melody. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
We're now going to continue as we open the doors of the Ark and the Ark curtain. Ava, would you like to come up and help us open the Ark curtain? And Mara and Robin. Okay.
We're getting the whole crew.
Get the whole crew. Please rise in body or spirit.
It's a team.
Good job.
There you go.
And there's a string. You're gonna pull down the string.
Pull the string.
What's the string? Right here.
This one here, sweetie.
Pull
pie.
down.
Pull this.
Pull it down. There you go.
Keep going. Pull.
Keep going.
Wait, just stay there for a second.
They say here.
You put a kiss on your hand and a kiss on the Torah.
And this the Torah. And put your hand on the Torah.
Good job. And you're gonna pull down the string to close it.
Now we close it.
You're gonna pull down the string again.
Good job.
Great job. And stay up here. Please be seated. Now we're going to continue with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, which you may find on page 120 and 121. Guys, come on over.
No, it's 26, sorry.
Oops, a trick candle. Gotta get
It always happens to me.
It happens to everybody.
Okay, let's do this together.
Read the English.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with his mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Great.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
No, we're good.
Okay, so now that we've lit the lights of Shabbat, we're going to continue on pages 138 and 139 with the singing of Lecha Dodi, welcoming the Shabbat bride. And this is, get your shakers ready.
Oh, does everyone have their shakers?
Everybody has their shakers.
Okay, I don't have a shaker, but that's okay. Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Hishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shem ol tiferet v'litila Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoriri, kiva orech kumi ori shir daberi kivod Adonai alayil mila lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Last verse. Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'sa'ola Toch emunei am sigula Boi chala Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela P'nei Shabbat nekabela.
And now that we've welcomed the Shabbat bride and lit the special candles for Shabbat, we're going to continue in the next section of our service. The Shema U'virchoteha, the Shema and its blessings, on page 146. We rise in body or spirit for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim bechokma poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla Goel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom u'mevi laila, umavdil bin yom u'bein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Continue on page 150 with the Ahavat Olam.
Yisrael. Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu uvkumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratcha uzmitzvotecha li'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. V'avatcha al tasir, minenu li'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael.
Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. We continue with the Shema on pages 152 and 153. Together, Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue with the V'ahavta, page 154. Together. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam livanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvshachbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam le'od al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'mishmarecha lima'an tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Together in the English, you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem Emeth.
Now we're going to continue on page 158. We continue with the singing of Micha Mocha, the song the Israelites sang when they crossed the Red Sea to freedom from Pharaoh's grip.
And definitely shakers and singing. I want to hear you all, so it's not just me. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh, Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar ba'kodesh. No ratihilot, O Sefele, no ratihilot, O Sefele, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, Malbutecha ra'u vanecha, Bokeh ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu v'amru, Ze'elianu v'amru, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Now we're going to continue with the singing of
Ashkivenu.
Hashkivenu on page 160. Hashkivenu is the song, the prayer which tells us, which asks God to create a shelter of peace around us, which so many of us here and around the world need this evening.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Taknenu b'tzeya tova milfanecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Together on 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeis sukat shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Now we continue with V'shamru. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time, on page 162.
And I know you all know this one, so join in. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam b'ridolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam b'ridolam. B'nei uvein b'nei Yisrael, Oti liolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et hashamayim v'et haaretz, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasod et hashabat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat lidorotam berit olam.
And that concludes the next section of our service, and then we continue with the third section called the Tefillah, which means the prayer, which you may find on page 164. Please rise in body or spirit.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
We continue on page 166 with the singing of a vote. Together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem L'ma'an Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Page 168. Atah gibor li'olam Adonai Mechayei ha'chol atah rav lehoshia Mechalkel chayim b'chesed Mechayei ha'kol berachamim rabim Somech noflim v'rofei cholim Umatir asurim Umkayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Meimi Umchayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol. Page 170, please. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalu v'selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Together, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
Now we're going to continue on page 552 with a prayer for the state of Israel. Shalom. We remain standing.
אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו, הגן עליה בעברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך, ושלח אורך ועמיתך לראשיה, שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך. ונתת שלום בארץ, ושמחת עולם ליושביה, ונאמר אמן.
Together. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. Please be seated. Now we continue on page 178 with the singing of Shalom Rav, a song of peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol ha-shalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol ha-shalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'v'chol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Together, grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael v'shalom. Now we continue with a special prayer which is not found in your Sidurs. Prayer for the welfare and return of Israel's captured and missing among our sisters and brothers. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rivka, Yaakov, Leah and Rachel, may God bless the captured and the many kidnapped citizens, men, women, and young children, all held in painful captivity in Gaza among them, along with all who are in captivity and distress. May it be your will, Adonai Tzvaot, God of hosts, to rescue and redeem these souls and return them swiftly to their families in the land of Israel. As it is written, thus said God, a cry is heard in Ramah, wailing, bitter weeping, Rachel weeping for her children. She refuses to be comforted. And now continue with the Misha Beirach Get Well prayer on page 371. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. This evening we think in particular of Phyllis Brillo, Lexi Singer, Robin Frisch, Michael Nussbaum, Larry Kornetsky, Inbar Shirion, Bob Eisenstein, Sheldon Cooperman. We also think about all of those who are in need of healing in our congregation in general, in Israel and surrounding countries, innocent victims, all of them. And at this time, if you would like to add the names of somebody in particular, you may say their names aloud or in your hearts as I look across the room.
Michelle Rubovic, Christine Rabinat,
May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them and all of us a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Mi sheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuach shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We pause for a moment of silent prayer. And now we continue with the singing of Oseh Shalom, another song for peace, which you may find on the bottom of page 180.
Get your shakers ready and your tambourine ready,
All
Rabbi. Oseh Shalom, bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom limromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen.
All right, Ben, if you're watching, your job is in jeopardy.
No, it's not.
Well, Shabbat Shalom again, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
I'm just going to say a few weeks about this week's Torah portion. We're getting towards the end of the book of Deuteronomy, and it's called Ki Tavo, When You Enter the Land. But what I wanted to start off by just telling you about is that this afternoon, one of our temple members called me and she said she was just driving by our temple cemetery in Woburn, and it looked like somebody had knocked down the fence to the cemetery, and she was all upset about it, and so I ended up calling the police, and they went over to the cemetery, and it turns out that it was actually the gate for the cemetery right next to the temples. So it turned out that it wasn't our fence at all, but their fence, and so we just dodged a bullet in my mind, but I immediately thought the worst. I immediately thought, okay, there was some anti-Semitic incident that happened, and somebody is targeting our fence because there are a lot of Jewish cemeteries right in that area. So anyway, what it made me think is that I'm so on edge, we're all so on edge that any moment the other shoe's gonna drop, that something bad's gonna happen. I was just envisioning while I was waiting for the police to call me back. I was just, I was going through my brain, okay, I'm gonna be making a statement to the local media, and then there's gonna be a swarm of people over at the cemetery, and we're gonna have to figure out who did this and why they did it, and then this is like one more example of all the anti-Semitism. And so it just seems like every single day, something else is happening to make us more on edge and more unstable about what's going on in our country and around the world. And a political candidate making the statement that it'll be the Jews' fault if that person doesn't win the election, and like. All I can think of is that if the wrong person wins the election, that what kind of hatred will that unleash, and what kind of pogroms will that unleash? Because we've already seen that happening, all this hate coming out from under the rock, and then in Israel, just like the pagers going off, and the retribution, the promised retribution, and the killing of the Hezbollah leader. In Beirut, and what's going to happen next, and how many missiles are going to be fired at Israel now, and what's the next major thing that's going to happen. All of this just makes us emotionally feel like things are just never going to get better. They're just going to get worse and worse and worse, and we don't know what the end will be. Then I read this week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, and the very beginning says, when you enter the land that the Lord your God is giving you as a heritage, and you occupy it and settle in it, you shall take some of every first fruit of the soil which you harvest from the land that the Lord your God is giving you, put it in a basket, and go to the place where the Lord your God will choose to establish God's name. And so the rabbis say, why does it say, Ki Tavo, that you will enter, not when you will enter, not if you will enter? And I just thought about what the Israelites were going through at this point in time. They'd just been for 40 years wandering in the desert with nothing. They had no idea where they were going. They had no idea who was going to attack them next. They had absolutely nothing in their possession. They didn't know if they were going to be able to survive in the desert one more day. And Moses kept making promises, but they had no reason to think that things would be okay, other than Moses and Aaron telling them to have faith in God. They had to have the faith that they would cross over from the desert into the promised land. And so it kind of feels like I can understand, we can all kind of understand that feeling that they had right now. We seem to be in this horrible desert of the unknown. But the Torah portion tells us when you enter the land. And it also reminds me of when I used to lead services. I still lead services at Carlton Willard Village, and it was I think in 2016, and I was pretty despondent about what was happening in the world, and I went there, and one of the elderly gentlemen there said, "Don't worry, it's going to be okay. And look at the big picture. Look, like in my lifetime, I've seen things go up and down, and it's gonna be okay. Just trust me." And I think about him, and I think about this Torah portion, which is telling us it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be okay because we have to have the faith in God that things are gonna be okay for us. And so we really need this little sense of this week's Torah portion, this sense of hope, no matter how horrible things are with the elections coming up. We don't know what's going to happen. Israel, what's going to happen in Israel, what's going to happen anywhere in the Middle East, what's going to happen to us. We have to have the faith that everything is going to be okay when we enter that promised land. We have to have the just that sense of calmness, try to find the peace within us and the strength within us and also the support of the community. Because when we enter that land, when all of us enter that promised land, we're gonna go together, and we're gonna express our gratitude to God for having saved us from whatever situation that we're going through right now. So I hope that this week's Torah portion gives us that little sense of hope and that little sense of support and that little sense of to look at the bigger picture and just know that we're all gonna get through this one way or the other, but we will get through it together, and our people will continue, and we'll march on together. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And now we're going to continue our service with the Elenu on page 586. Ava, would you like to come on up and open the Ark curtain again? No.
No. Who's gonna do it if you don't?
Yeah, if you don't, who's going to do it? Gonna make Andy do it in addition to all that singing? All right, please rise. I'll do it.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpechot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodin, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
Please be seated.
And continuing on the top of page 588. Shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed aretz, Umoshev yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, ushkin unto zo, begave meromim. Hu Eloheinu enod, Emeth malkeinu efes ulato, kakatu b'torato, Viadata hayom, ve'ashevot televavecha, ki Adonai hua Elohim, b'shamayim mima'al, v'al haaretz mitachat enod. And continuing on page 590 with the 591, sorry, with the V'ne'emar. We'll do this together. Come on, sing with me. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz. Vayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz. Vayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Vayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Vayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz. Vayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Echad u'shemo echad. Echad u'shemo echad.
The introduction to the Kaddish may be found on page 599. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. We recall Esther Frisch, who died during this past week. We add to her name the names of those whose yahrzeits or anniversary of whose deaths occur this week. Lillian Cohen, Harriet Dauber, Irving Fanger, Arnold Flagg, Mel Gillette, Larissa Novicheva. And at this time, if there are names of others you'd like us to keep in our hearts and our minds, we prepare to recite the Kaddish prayer. You may say their names aloud or in your hearts as I look across the room. I think of all of those who have died in the Middle East this year, those innocent victims. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We turn to page 598 and rise to recite the Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei rabbah, b'yamad yivrach irutei, b'yamlich malchutei, v'chayichon v'yomechon, v'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah v'varach v'olam olei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, shmei d'gudasha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'ramav, uyaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony and high bring peace to us, to our country, to Israel, to all Israel and all the world, as we say together, amen. Please be seated. Who's doing the announcements? Anybody doing the announcements?
No. You can do it.
Okay, I guess it's me then. First of all, my condolences to Gary on the death of his mother this past week, and to everybody in the Frisch family. Our condolences, and I understand there's going to be a Zoom funeral on this coming Thursday at 10. And I think we'll send out a Zoom link to everybody for that. And we have religious school on Sunday, and next Friday we're hoping to have Ben back with us, but if we don't, Andy will be relieved to know that Ashley Coleman has said that she could be here. And Mindy will be relieved about that also, but the service is going to start at 6:30 next week, a little bit of a change because that's when Ashley can be here to lead the singing. So hot off the presses, we're gonna have a special experience for the kids next Friday night. We're gonna have a little shofar introduction. So everybody should come, and the kids will learn how to blow the notes of the shofar, and it should be a lot of fun. It'll be an early service so that hopefully kids can enjoy coming for that. And the high holidays are coming up a week from in 2 weeks from tonight. Actually 2 weeks from Thursday. And so all the high holiday information is in the announcements. And all are welcome. And there's a special kids program for anybody who's under bar mitzvah age, I guess. And that's going to be in the little house. Any other things that I forgot? Fran?
The high holiday, there's still time to donate towards the high holiday gift bags and to include your news or well wishes in the well wish booklet. and all the information was emailed out. I have to say thank you to this room has been very strong supporters of it, but thank you to everyone out there also watching. And any questions, contact me.
Thank you.
Get that? Okay.
And yeah, Jen.
And our children's Shabbat program starts next Saturday as well, 9 to 10, toddlers and preschoolers.
Right, I forgot. Our Shabbat Yeladim program is going to be happening a week from tomorrow, from 9 to 10 a.m. And it's going to be great. Jen is going to lead it with Alicia and
Hopefully Ben.
and hopefully Ben, with lots of singing and fun activities, and it'll be a great introduction for kids to Shabbat and just our community. So, and we've gotten a whole bunch of people signing up already.
Yeah.
So that's really, really awesome. I'm so excited about that. But thanks for the reminder. And again, thank you to Andy Feit and Mindy Stanley for doing an awesome job this evening. We just thank you. And now I'd like to call on Michael Finkel, who I wanted to thank for sponsoring the Oneg Shabbat this evening, to come on up to lead us in the Kiddush on pages 122 and 123. Please rise in body or spirit. Grab the Kiddush card. Yeah.
All right. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had been doing. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu V'Shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta V'yotanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat.
Thank you. Okay, please be seated. And I need somebody to help me hold the challah. Ava, I need somebody to help me hold the challah. It's too heavy for me to hold by myself. Could the teddy bear help hold it also? I think the teddy bear wants to hold it. That's what I heard.
I think the teddy bear. Sorry.
The teddy bear's tired? Okay.
Am I holding?
Yes.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Good job, Andy.
V'te'avo.
And our closing song this evening
Adon Olam. We're
is
at
Adon
625.
Olam, page 625.
I gotta find it. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'ek Asa B'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam V'acharei Kiflot HaKol V'ado Yimlo Torah Adon Olam V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh Vehu yiyah v'hitibrak Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'ek Nasa B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Echad V'yein Sheni, L'hamshilo L'hafera Adon Olam, B'li Reshit, B'li Tachlit, V'lo ha'oz v'ha'mitzra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'ek Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, V'hu Eli, V'chai Goli, B'tzorchev li b'yetzara Adon Olam, V'hu nisi umanos li, B'nakosi b'yom ekra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'ek Nasa B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Biyado Akid Ruchi, B'yeti Shandia Ira Adon Olam, B'yan Ruchi Geviyati, Adonai Li V'lo Ira Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'ek Nasa B'chefso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.